Thank you for staying with us on Channels Television. It's still Health Matters, and you can join us in this discussion by calling 0121-21963 for your questions or comments. The consultant pharmacist is here. Now, you'll be talking about keeping drugs safely. Where should we keep our drugs?
Yeah, well, when it comes to storage of drugs, I would like to start with the children, because studies have shown that when it comes to side effects and drug overdose, studies show that as much as 50% of prescription medicines are being overdosed by children. How? Because those drugs are not stored properly in the home. So mothers or caregivers need to ensure that drugs are kept out of the reach of children. It's very important. Then for the younger ones that can understand, they are meant to be told that they cannot take medications without an adult giving them. It's very important to let children know, because children are very inquisitive. If they stumble on a drug, they could just pick it and take it, not knowing the impact of that drug will have in the system. So we should enjoy. Even for teenagers, there's a statistics I got recently about teenagers, which says that 1 in every 4 teenagers has someone their age group that is abusing prescription medications that were not prescribed for them. Perhaps they saw those drugs in the home and they just started using them.
Okay.
So those are some things we need to ensure that drugs are
kept out of the reach of children. I think we have a caller. Hello.
Hello?
Thank you for joining us.
Hello?
Hello, thank you for joining us.
Okay, I wanted to ask the lady, she was saying about vitamin C, the effect on anti-malaria drugs. What are the kind of foods someone should now eat when taking the anti-malaria drugs, the examples of the kind of food they eat? And if you can please send me the biochemical effect of the vitamin C on the drug.
Thank you, Mercy. She wants to know, since we say we couldn't take some kind of medicine with some kind of food, if she's taking antibiotics, what food should she avoid or take?
When she's taking
Yes.
antibiotics, yeah, when it comes to antibiotics, like I said, it's not all antibiotics you shouldn't take with certain foods. It depends on the particular antibiotics that you are being given. So depending on the particular antibiotics, your healthcare provider will advise you to stay away from certain foods that maybe will kind of interact with the antibiotics. So that's just it.
So you go back to that, what you said earlier, that we should ask questions.
Yes, we should ask questions. Like, for example, she picks up an antibiotics, other than just the pharmacist telling her, take one every 4 hours or take one every 8 hours. She should go for it and say, can I take this with my regular meals? I mean, those are the kind of questions we should be asking now. We should be asking our healthcare providers, can I take this with a soft drink or with juice? You know, can I even take this with some wine? Because we know there are some medications we shouldn't take with alcohol because of a drug interaction or the impact on the system. So for such medication, we need to ask, because I can't just give a general advice now. I don't know what antibiotic.
You have to know what antibiotic it is.
She's taking.
Now, let's talk about, when we open some drugs, we find, or most drugs I should say, we find leaflets,
information leaflets.
Sometimes I think, we are more interested in taking the drugs than reading that leaflet. What is the importance of reading that leaflet?
Yeah, very, very important. As a matter of fact, we shouldn't take medication without reading the drug information leaflet. Because
even if the pharmacist has told us anything.
Yes, even if the pharmacist have told us how to take that medication, as the patient taking...
Sorry, you have to hold your thought. I think we have another caller. Hello.
Okay.
Hello, are you there? Okay. Hello? Oh, the caller is not there yet. Okay. So you were talking about
yes, that being the patient taking a particular drug for a particular ailment, we ought to understand what this ailment is, because it will also help us understand how to take our medications. So we should ensure that we always read the drug
Just in case
information
the pharmacist or the doctor left anything out.
Yes, very important. And again, when you read the drug information leaflet, it also helps you understand why the pharmacist says some things. Like the pharmacist says, take this drug every 8 hours. He knows why, because we have what we call pharmacokinetics of that drug. That happens to do with the half-life. It has things to do with how the body breaks down the drug. And when that time is not kept to, you see the efficacy of the drug is reduced. So by the time you read the drug information leaflet, it also helps you understand and comply with your pharmacist.
Okay, what about checking for expiry date?
Oh, very important, very important. I mean, everybody should check on expiry date, not only on drugs, for food, for anything, any products that has to do with creams. I mean, we should check for expiring date, because at times, even the healthcare providers can miss it. You know, a drug is expired and is still on the shelf, and nobody notices it. Though it shouldn't happen, but just in case, or you go to a pharmacy to buy a drug, you should ensure that you help yourself by checking the expiring date.
Okay, maybe what I want to say is not so, in urban centers you may not find so much of it, but in areas where hospitals or pharmacies are, far apart and in between, you see that some people sell drugs, like in open drugs markets. What is the effect of buying drugs from such markets, having in mind, the storage facilities?
Yeah, I mean, it's a difficult one, because really, when you look at those areas where people don't have access to hospitals or even pharmacies, they might not even have access to pharmacies.
So you have this patent person in one small kiosk, and like the one we have on the screen right now, showing you see, just in the sun, and all of the issues with the composition of the medication and the weather or the temperature.
It's not safe to use. It's not definitely. It can't be safe to use such medication, because what we find out is that when drugs are not stored properly, they break down. The chemical component of the drug breaks down, and it leads to the drug being substandard. I won't say it's fake, but when the active ingredient is no longer active, the drug is of no use.
Okay, so we should try as much as possible to buy our drugs from reputable places.
Yes, reputable places, and ensure that the drugs are stored properly. I mean, there's a temperature for which drugs ought to be stored. So we should ensure that where we are buying our medications are pharmacies where such temperatures are
maintained.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming on today on the program. It's been nice having you.
It's been my pleasure.
I've been speaking with a consultant pharmacist with Ransiberia Consulting here in Lagos, pharmacist F4 Sunny. Thank you all for joining us on the program today. We can continue this conversation on yomi_Otaigbe. That's my Twitter handle. Thank you once more. I am Yomi Otaigbe.